Wow, what a season it's been for the Ottawa Senators. It was a shortened season, 56 games. It was like a sprint. It went by so fast. It started in the middle of January, which feels like yesterday, and all of a sudden we're at middle of May, 4 months later. The season has come to an end with the Sens having a 4-3 overtime win over the Toronto Maple Leafs. And it's just such a weird year because it almost felt like the tale of two seasons for the Ottawa Senators. They started off so bad the first couple months. Last couple months they finished pretty strongly, particularly the last month, I would say. And like I said, it just went from, the fans being outraged, calling for DJ Smith to be fired. And now all of a sudden I think DJ Smith has really proven us all wrong. He's coached a lot better the last month or so, putting in younger players, younger, faster players into the lineup, and just having the team play better and defend better as a whole. Lineup notes in this one: all of Tierney, White, and Dzingel are out of the lineup. Parker Kelly, Logan Brown, and Artem Anisimov come into the lineup. Parker Kelly's first NHL game this is, his NHL debut. He got the lap there, the treatment that all NHL rookies get in the warm-up. Logan Brown, he's not in his first NHL game, but this is a big debut for him this season. And for Brown, obviously he needs to show his stuff, being a first round pick. No, I was going to say first overall, but a first round pick, 11th overall back in the 2016 draft. So we go to the first period, and the Sens playing the Leafs hard as they always do. And even though they may not always beat Toronto, they definitely play them hard and stay with them step for step for the most part. And the Sens, things would start off well for them here as Nikita Zaitsev would score his fourth of the season, assisted by Shane Pinto. That came with 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the first period. It seems like Zaitsev only has two ways of scoring, into the empty nets from long distance, or letting go an absolute rocket from the top of the circle. And that was the case again last night as he let go a rocket from the top of the circle. It looked almost like a carbon copy of the goal he scored against the Winnipeg Jets. And then the Sens would get themselves into some penalty trouble, and that's one thing you don't want to do against Toronto, even though, yes, I'm well aware that the Leafs power play has been super cold for a long time now. Still, with all that talent on that unit, on both units, you don't want to be giving them all those chances, and unfortunately it would come back to bite the Sens as 6:01 into the second period, I should say. Jake Muzzin would let go a rocket of his own to tie the game up at 1. And for the Sens, they had a great chance just before that. Frederik Andersen, I want to mention, who was in net for the Leafs in this one. Philip Gustafsson in net for the Sens. But Frederik Andersen makes a big save on Connor Brown. Muzzin scores, assisted by Thornton and Kerfoot. It's 1-1. And Toronto gets another power play, and you're thinking, well, the Leafs just scored. They're probably going to gain some momentum on their power play now. They're probably feeling better about themselves on the power play after being cold for so long. But what happens? Connor Brown sneaks one through the goaltending duo of Frederik Andersen and Austin Matthews. Matthews was covering for Andersen. Brown sneaks one by, another former Leaf, bites his old team. And man, that Connor Brown trade, the two guys that were involved in the trade, Zaitsev and Brown, coming to Ottawa, both get on the board in this when they both score goals. And Connor Brown, I gotta say, he's been the Sens' best forward. I don't know about the whole season maybe, but for the last 2 months, he's been Ottawa's best forward. I don't think there's any denying that. This guy, he's almost like the heart and soul of this team. He works so hard, he's fast, he's relentless, he's just what you want the Sens to be. He's fearless out there. He uses his skating to put himself in great positions, and that's what he did here as he would score shorthanded and get his 21st, his team-leading 21st of the season. And then the Sens are buzzing around again. Parker Kelly gets absolutely buried by Morgan Rielly. But what does he do? He doesn't feel sorry for himself. He doesn't sit around trying to draw a call, even though there was a call coming, definitely, and so there should have been on Rielly. But he gets up, Brandstrom fires a shot wide, it caroms off the end boards. Kelly throws it towards the net. You never know what's going to happen when you do that. And it barely crosses the line. Frederik Andersen tried to keep it out. It went in. The referee points goal. Parker Kelly, his first NHL goal in his first NHL game. He didn't play a lot in this one, but he gets bang for his buck. That's for sure. Gives the Sens bang for their buck anyways. Not a lot of time, like I said, but he does score. What a moment for him. When I see guys scoring their first NHL goals this season, it's just like, it's such a shame there isn't fans there to celebrate it with them or have their parents in the building, the color commentator Gary Galley was saying. But like he also said, I'm sure his parents were at home watching this one, cheering him on, and I'm sure they couldn't be more proud. And congratulations to Parker Kelly, his first NHL goal and the first of hopefully many. This guy, he played well in his 7.5 minutes or so that he played. Didn't play a lot. Would have liked to seen him get out there more, but he played well. He's not a big guy, but boy, he finishes every check. He skates well, he's fast too. The Sens have really increased their team speed. Not only do they have a lot of team speed on the roster, but even on the reserve list, they have a lot of guys who look like they could come in and really skate up a storm for them too. But then a few minutes later, the Leafs would strike back as William Nylander would make an absolute beautiful backhand pass to John Tavares, who would bury it by Philip Gustafsson. Not a lot of chance for Gustafsson there. Good shot by Tavares. He's heating up. Good news for the Leafs. Bad news for whoever they play in the playoffs. This young Ottawa team carries this 3-2 lead into the third period. And for the most part, I thought Ottawa played pretty well. I didn't think Toronto dominated them in that third. I thought they did a pretty good job defending the lead. The Leafs had more zone time in that third period, definitely. But that's to be expected with Ottawa holding the lead. Toronto being as skilled as they are, they possess the puck a lot. Sens did a good job of keeping them to the outside for the most part. But what turned that third period around for me was the Sens power play that they got. They got it. They did absolutely nothing with it. You don't have to score on every power play, but you want to create more momentum than what Ottawa did on that one, especially when you have a 3-2 lead. And I think that really solid penalty kill and the bad power play by Ottawa, that really gave the Leafs some life, some belief that they can come back and tie this thing up. And shortly after that power play expired, it's Auston Matthews again. This guy, I mean, he just, man, the Sens got to figure him out or something, because he just tortures us so much. It's unbelievable. But he scores to tie the game up at 3. Does Auston Matthews score there if Ottawa has even a momentum-generating power play? Not score on it, but a momentum-generating one. That they get a lot of shots, a lot of chances, then maybe 5-on-5 once we get back there. The Sens possess the puck more. Maybe Toronto doesn't have those chances, and Auston Matthews doesn't tie the game up. Who knows? We'll never know. Game's tied up at 3. That's the way it would end, and we're going to overtime. When you have Mitch Marner and Auston Matthews on the ice, and they win the draw like they did in 3-on-3 overtime, you're thinking, well, this is bad. They won the draw. Now they're going to have possession the whole time. They're probably going to score. Well, what happens? Mitch Marner throws the puck back, pretty much gives it up to Brady Tkachuk. Tkachuk comes in on a 2-on-1 with Josh Norris. He slides it over past Morgan Rielly. Norris fires it towards the goal. And Frederik Andersen, he gets a piece of it, but it trickles through. Sens win 4-3 in overtime. Game over, season over for Ottawa. You know, it started off bad the season. Well, it started off good. They got a win, but it was bad for the most part, let's be honest. But they ended on a pretty good note. They win 4-3 in overtime. Good pass by Tkachuk. Mitch Marner, I got to give him an assist on that too, a secondary assist. I'm just kidding, of course. But Josh Norris, he ties Tkachuk in goals, 17. His 17th of the season. It's such a shame Norris isn't going to win the Rookie of the Year because of that Kaprizov in Minnesota. Kaprizov is 2 years older than him, I want to mention, and he plays wing. Norris did it at a harder position, center ice, and at a younger age. Didn't get as many points, nowhere near as many points as Kaprizov. He really separated himself as the season went on. But for Norris, great rookie season nonetheless. No shame in what he did, that's for sure. And that's it. Every time a regular season comes to an end for my Ottawa Senators, for our Ottawa Senators, I'm always just reflecting. It's kind of reflecting like, wow, that's it. The season's over. It's just always kind of a weird time for me. And I don't know if you guys feel the same way. It's just like, yeah, that's it. You know, you kind of reflect, you look back, and you just, I'm amazed at how fast these 4 months went. You know, it just feels like yesterday we were dropping the puck on opening night against these same Toronto Maple Leafs. They finish off against these same Toronto Maple Leafs. And I just want to point out how different the Sens roster was at the end of the game, or at the end of the season here, the final game, compared to opening night against the Leafs. It was a lot more veteran, a lot more slow. Here is a lot more youth to end off the season, and a lot more speed injected into their lineup. And that's a great thing to see, not only for last night, but most importantly for the upcoming season here going forward. I'm so excited for the season. I really hope things get back to normal. 82 games. The Sens play against everyone in every different city. and they play home games in their own city, of course. And I'm excited to see how they stack up against some of those really good teams south of the border, like a Tampa or a Florida or Carolina or Washington. Even Pittsburgh's still pretty good. The Bruins too. So a lot of good teams. Colorado, Vegas. I can't wait to see Ottawa play these teams and see how these young guys stack up against these good teams. But before I go, I just want to thank everyone who subscribed to this channel. Thank you guys so much. I know there isn't a lot of subscribers on this channel, but hey, it's quality over quantity. So thanks to all the great, wonderful people that subscribed. Let's keep growing this channel, hopefully over the summer and into next season, as there's lots of great content coming. I'm not done, that's for sure. There's no off season for me. I'm going to still be making videos about other things going on around the league. Maybe stuff about the Sens too, news that comes out with them, or even just videos about Ottawa and what I think maybe they can do next year and stuff like that. But once again, thank you to all the viewers, all the subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. You make this channel special for me, obviously, and you guys are the reason why I do what I do. But with all that being said, as always, for this last video of the year, please like and subscribe and share this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go Sens go. I think next year could be a special year for Ottawa potentially. We'll see what happens, and I'll be there hopefully documenting everything along the way, and I'd love to have all you guys with me too.